Hello everybody and welcome to the Red Hot Racing League Xfinity Series at Charlotte. Race 10 out of 16. It's the cutoff race for the playoffs. We got three guys tied for the cut line yet again in both series, so pretty cool there. Got a lot of different storylines leading up to this race, especially with it being the cutoff. There's a lot of guys to look out for, and a lot of guys are going to have to worry about the rest of their contenders' points. You got a couple guys that are really close to making it or breaking it in the playoffs. Seven to six guys off the top of my head right here. Air Just Cuz sits +3. Brodozer, Hades, and Material Zero are all tied on the cut line, so those three are definitely going to be looking to outduel each other. M. Wright sits -8, which I don't know if he'll be here tonight. I doubt it, but I believe he might be. Yeti is -12, and Fabico -17, so just a couple guys you got to look at there. There's a couple others that sit a little farther down, but they're about 30 to 40 points back. Probably going to be a little difficult for them to make it, as even one of the best in the game, like last night, couldn't make it in, and all it took was one stage to ruin his night last night, and unfortunately, that's just how it goes. But you got guys like Drew who are +11, Trippy Tricks +20. They're not safe yet, but all they got to do is put together a couple good stages and finish the race all in one piece, and they'll be good to go for tonight. So we'll be getting soon to be in the race, so we'll see. I'm probably going to need another invite because Hades sent me one 30 minutes ago, but that's a different story for a different day. Jay Royster says hello. What is up, Jay Royster? Glad to see you here today. Yep. Absolutely. I gotcha. So we'll go ahead and start with our Circle B diecast starting lineup, and I'll start by reading off the first 10. So starting in first, we got T-Glass. Second, Trippy Tricks. Third, Holy Nugget. Fourth, Honorary Hades. Rolling off fifth is Haha Boog. Rolling off sixth is Brodozer, and he's kind of had an identity change. He changes his gamer tag, and I believe now it's EDJ Yee Yee, so just wanted to see how that rolled off the tongue there. He'll be starting in the 6th spot. Drew LMAO will be starting 7th. 8th will be Material Zero. 9th, Graham Cracker, and 10th will be Air Just Cuz. Abyss, you can take the rest if you wish, starting with 11th. We're going to go ahead and get down to the racetrack now.
Starting 11th would be Yeti in the 11th position. Starting 12th will be Horatio. Starting in the 13th position, you have Fabico Gamer. In the 14th position, you have Gamers. In the 15th position, you have OK Sideways. In the 16th, you have Toasted Gamer Z. In the 17th, you have Zachary. In the 18th position, you have Sean for Life. 19th, you have Legend Johnson. In 20th, you have Super NASCAR Man. In 21st, you have Ideal Fungus. 22nd, you have Doc Hudson. And 23, you have Smoothin'. That's right. And 24th, you have Foreign Fuel. And in the 25th position, we have Stein, new guy. And then Asylum's Wardburden and Lord Billis will round out the last 3 spots.
A lot of tough competitors will be here. We're going to do one honorary pace lap. We do it before every race. Get the field set. So, pole sitter T-Glass will be the one that we will be on. We get to T-Glass here. Patriotic weekend. Patriotic schemes are everywhere. It's pretty cool to see. Last night, a few notable schemes that I saw. I saw a really beautiful scheme that our good buddy Fabico ran. Pretty cool. He ran a Brazilian scheme since he is from Brazil, which is pretty cool to see. Gonna try to find our good buddy T-Glass, if he's even here. There he is. Found him. T-Glass starting on the pole in his 22 red, white, and blue Ford Mustang here tonight. Material Zero, welcome to the chat. Hopefully you have a good one tonight, buddy. sitting right there on the cut line. Material Zero needs a good race tonight. We're about to go green. Our front row looks locked and loaded. The field still getting situated farther towards the back. Looking for a good race tonight here at Charlotte. It's just right now as sunset. We're about to go green. And they're off, going through the gears. The 22 and the 68 are going to lead us. The 68 gets a really good restart there with the help of the 6 of Honorary Hades. And it looks like the 68 is going to be able to get down right in front here as he's going to take the early lead. They get together a little bit there. A lot of contact towards the middle and back of the field as the apron can be pretty dangerous here at Charlotte, guys. And we're going to watch as T-Glass looks to make a move to the inside of the 68, who kind of missed the corner a little bit. And if I'm not wrong, I believe they are going to be a couple laps short on fuel here in this stage. So they're going to have to either A, save it, or B, they're just going to have to take it down pit road, splash, and go. So we'll see what the two strategies will be and who's going to take what strategy. But right now, T-Glass still in the lead right now with the 98 of Nugget right behind him. Kind of tags the wall there, guys. Abyss, what are you seeing so far?
Right now, it looks like Trippy Tricks will be a flag for going down pit road for jumping that start of the race. So bad luck for him. He would just relax there. But right now, I'm just seeing a little grooving right now. No one's really testing the waters, especially the people that need to have a great race to make it into the playoffs tonight. Everyone's just kind of relaxing. I think the true battle's going to happen like later in the race, coming to maybe stage 2 and stage 3. That's going to be my mark on who is going to make the playoffs, because right then this first stage is just to relax, okay, see what your competition has and see what you have. After that, it's time to adjust and just work your way forward. Kevin, what about you?
Indeed, and again, if you go back to what we saw last night, we saw things like mistakes, come into play as well. Again, obviously this race isn't 100% like it was last night, so as far as the stages, they're going to be normal. Like all this stuff is normal as procedure. No special things like we had last night with the 100%. So, of course, that will be a play. But again, we bring in this strategy side as well, and this is definitely a race where strategy could play a huge factor. Again, you talk about both stages. It looks like are going to potentially be fuel mileage. I know this one's a little bit more aggressive of a fuel saver if you decide to do it. Stage 2 will not be necessarily that case. Oh, I see a car spinning. I don't know if that was just on my screen or not.
That was Toasted Gamer Z.
No, it definitely wasn't just on your screen, Kevin. But since that wreck just happened, Brodozer or EDJ Yee is now taking the lead. And another notable gamer is blazing up to 3rd. Trying to see who's behind Brodozer, kind of spread out a little bit. See if we can get eyes on him. See if we can find out who that is. But Brodozer right now, he's on the cut line, guys, and he has to figure out what he's going to do here with this next pit stop, and it's going to be really crucial here if Brodozer can pick up some decent stage points. It's going to be a very good thing for him, especially being 0 on the cut. I mean, 3-way tie for that last cutoff spot, or last 2 cutoff spots, I should say. So Brodozer's definitely looking to put together a great night. Didn't have the best of nights last night after the Charlotte race in the trucks. It was kind of a rough night for Brodozer or EDJ. I mean, it's going to be hard to get used to that as we go green again here at Charlotte. After caution number 1, we are in stage number 1. 13 laps remaining in this stage here. Brodozer still up front. Gamers blazing, making a quick move up to 2nd. That bottom line starting to train really good as the 22 is right there behind. Looks like the 22 is going to make a move towards the bottom. Gamer still pushing Brodozer there, looking to make a move to the front, and Gamer is blazing, going to get left out to the high side. Material Zero, though, running around in 4th as well. He's also 0 to the good on the cut line coming into this race. Another guy who
a calamity in the back.
As there's a wreck towards the back, the 9's involved. It looks like he was the only one collected. The 89 still leads up in the front. Four wide to Charlotte. Oh my goodness, they're side by side.
And they somehow another extra car wrecking on the backstretch as they somehow made that work with only 1 car around. That's very interesting, Gavin.
Yeah, I don't know how they made that work, but right now there's a couple of guys hanging around that top 5, top 6 areas. Another car goes sliding through the grass of Charlotte. Oh my goodness, we're going to get a look at who that was. Holy Nugget takes a hard hit. Look at the damage to the nose of Holy Nugget, and it looks like a purple car also had a hard hit to the wall. That's the 48 of Doc Hudson who slid through the grass there. That's unfortunate for him, but back up front, it looks like Brodozer still in the lead. The 13 now taking a dive through the grass. A lot of cars need to get it together here. They're getting all squirrely really early in this Charlotte race, Kevin.
Indeed, and again, we talk about it. Maybe not in the way we saw last night, but mistakes again coming into play here. We've seen guys that are kind of close to the cut end up in trouble very early here. I was actually rather surprised that didn't end up bringing out the caution, but that definitely kind of separated at least the back part of the field out a little bit, and a lot of really fast cars now well off pace with a lot of damage. One of those being the 68 of Trippy Tricks, who started up on the front row during this race. Of course, got the penalty early and kind of mired him back in traffic. He then got caught up in an incident there, and I don't know if he's last on track, but he's definitely not far from it. So he's struggling right now. He's going to have to be somebody that gets this thing back up into gear, up towards the front. He is not safe on the points. I want to make that very clear. So we'll see if he can do that or not. Hearing might be a little bit more action up towards the front as far as contact. Again, that would play into the factor of mistakes. They're huge. They happen at this racetrack, and it's not easy to pass here either. So sometimes aggression also comes into play.
Yes, indeed. But speaking of the playoff guys, the man that's kind of, I would say, showing his hand, saying what he's willing to do would have to be, I guess, called EDG Yee. One of the former Brodozer.
What's interesting
name?
Yee?
Yeah, that's an interesting name change. He's kind of leading this race right now, showing he does not want to put caution is out, but does not want to put. Not sure what's going to happen. Not sure what happened there. I can't put it to a car because there's too many damaged ones out there. But back to, I'm going to call him Brodozer for now, like used to this name. But right now he's staying up front, knowing he needs to have a pretty much perfect race just to guarantee him a spot in this 10-car playoffs, guys.
Indeed, and I'm not surprised to see this. You look at Brodozer, he is somebody that has done extremely well at this racetrack. Obviously, he kind of struggled a little bit last night. It wasn't a typical Brodozer run, or Yee we'll call him now, but wasn't a typical run for him. This is one of his best racetracks. Of course, he won earlier at Auto Club this season. He's trying to get into the playoffs now, trying to roll maybe through this race, get a checkered flag and a win. To kind of set himself up better for that as well and try to get in there. As we are back to Green Gavin with 4 laps to go on stage number 1.
Yeah, 4 laps remaining. Definitely enough time for Brodozer to lose this lead or hang on to it. A lot of positions will be getting changed. Something I've noticed, you see that number 44 in third. You know, he just made the truck playoffs last night, clinched his way in by 1 point. And right now, it looks like he's learned something from last night at Charlotte as he's running up here in the top 5. Haven't seen him out of it yet. He's doing pretty good. Material Zero, another guy to be on your radar. And we see in the 1 just hanging around. It looks like that is Dirt, who's a little farther back in the screen. He's hanging around with this front pack, looking to possibly make a move if he can. But right now, Brodozer moves back to second. And it looks like the 22 is back up into the lead. That's T-Glass there, but the Brodozer are going to be able to make another move because guys like I said before, Brodozer is on the cut line and he is right there, 0 points ahead as we come down to 3 laps to go. Brodozer still needs to get as many points as he can as a lot of cars are going through the grass.
Yes, indeed, as it's 2 to go, as Brodozer is looking for many holes. He might have to use that high line. There is grip up there. These guys aren't really using that line as much because they pretty much got to get side by side, and it's very scary to know when your car gets side by side. It's not the best feeling in the world here. So that's why you're not seeing many of them go side by side here, but I feel like if you can get up there, coming to 1 to go in the stage, as people still are going dirt track racing here. Right now it's side by side. Brodozer looking for the lead. He sends it in. The 22 kind of checks up there. They're 3 wide coming up a turn number 2 onto the backstretch. Brodozer to the lead. Here comes Brodozer making the outside line work like I said, and he will come around to win stage 1, guys.
Wow, what a powerful move by Brodozer there. Caution right before they get to the green and white checkered flag, but those points are crucial for Brodozer to cement his spot in the playoffs for Xfinity Series season number 1. I mean, that's just a power move right there. Takes it 3 wide on the high side in turns 1 and 2. Kind of reminds me of some of the moves we've seen guys in the real life Cup Series make, like Kyle Larson at Darlington sending it 3 wide and to make moves and stuff like that. And Brodozer makes a power move, takes it on the high side at Charlotte to get to the front, makes the 22 check up and the car below it, the 22 check up, and manages to come home with the risk to the reward and gets those 10 points for the stage. So that's important for Brodozer. Another couple guys that should look at that right there. I mean, that was just an amazing move by Brodozer, and he will continue to start off in the lead here for stage number 2 with T-Glass right there on his high side. Kevin?
Indeed. There's we head back to green. Stage number 2 underway. This, I believe, will be a fuel saver. I'm hearing 1 lap short on the fuel tank. If we get a caution, of course, that goes out the window. But it's going to be a fuel save, needless to say, right here. So you're probably going to see a lot of guys kind of maybe race it out for a couple of laps, and then depending on when you decide to do it, and there's kind of could be a mixed agenda here on when you decide to do this, as it's not a ton of fuel that you got to save. Uh-oh.
To the grass.
Well, that might change things. Good save. Tough break. That's not what he needed, though.
Yeah, that's definitely not what you want if you're Brodozer. Unfortunately, those things do happen, as we're now going to see a new battle for the lead, the 22 at T-Glass, but a big run from the 8 of Horatio Kane. He's going to kind of give it up there and give T-Glass some grace, and he's just going to let him hold that bottom line. But Horatio was on rails right there. Smoothini or Oreo running down there in 3rd right now on his return back, and Doc Hudson in 4th. So 2 guys we haven't seen in a while making a return to the series. Glad to see them back, and now you see them in action running up here in the front. And now a 3 wide move. Brodozer's going to go to the bottom for the 3 wide move for 2nd. Can he do it? He hits the apron. The 8 hits the wall into the 1. The 48's going to come out there with 2nd place, but at the cost of the 1 and the 8. Guys, you know the 1 and the 8 are not going to be happy about that move that we just saw the 48 make.
Yes, indeed, as he is currently trying to chase down T-Glass, hoping they can't get into his mirror, because I think we might know what's going to happen if they do get back to Doc Hudson's bumper. It's not going to be a pretty ending, but right now it just seems like the aggression is slowly picking up, guys. We're seeing more 2 and even 3 wide as a caution is out. Never mind. I thought they slowed down my screen for a minute there.
I saw that too. I think somebody maybe either tagged the wall or just really bogged down. It was very odd. I don't know if maybe people are trying to save fuel and kind of missed something there. Again, this is the point in the race where you're going to see guys kind of go down into that fuel gear to save a little bit of fuel. But to tell you what, Abyss, it looks like an absolute hornet's nest back into this field.
Yes, it is. It's one thing to race here, but one thing to race during a cutoff race. Oh, a car in the wall! A calamity on the front stretch.
Oh boy.
Multiple cars involved. That should be a caution. No caution, though.
Are they not on?
No caution. That is interesting here. But as you can see right there, when there's no caution out right, that's going to screw some people's races over. But back to this racetrack, it's very interesting that this racetrack's hard to drive by itself and race people. But when you got to save fuel and protect your position for points, it's a hornet's nest for even some of the best guys. So I'm not surprised to see a hornet's nest up front, in the middle, or in the back. But speaking of a hornet's nest, we have a new leader of it, and that is Doc Hudson in the 48. Kevin.
Yeah, he's doing really strong right now after that big move that he made to take it 3 wide. And maybe he saw what Brodozer did and took some notes, and he made it 3 wide and also came out with what he wanted. And right now he's got a decent-sized gap back there to 2nd, but it's quickly closing with help from T-Glass, Drew LMAO, and Oreo. So these 3 guys right behind the 48 really trying to make a push to the lead And, oh, a lot of contact back there. The 1 looks to get loose and hits the 8. The 8's going to get really loose. Oh, the wrecking.
That has to be
and that will back.
That's going to be a yellow. That's a lot of cars involved, and they're still wrecking.
Well, I guess the official was asleep a little bit earlier, but he appears to have maybe woken up maybe to all the sound of the banging into the wall and into each other that these cars were doing just then. But either way, did the right thing. Through the caution. How about Boog up in 4th place? But I tell you what, this really helps Doc out because, as we know with Doc, he has a fast car. Again, this is another one of I would say his best tracks. It's kind of up there on that list for him. I've seen him show up here with a lot of speed, but as we all know, the one thing that Doc has a tendency to do is he doesn't usually save fuel. It's not really something he does often. So this caution is going to bail him out. He may very well set himself up to try to win the stage now, not having to save fuel, Gavin.
Yeah, another thing I want to note as we get back up to Doc Hudson, who is our leader, Zachary in the 0 lagged out. So that could play a big factor in his playoff run, but we won't know until we get some points updates. But back up front, Doc Hudson continues to lead. He got a really good restart there. Some cars hitting the wall down the backstretch, guys. I mean, they're just really loose back there. But Doc Hudson's really ringing this track well. I mean, he is just doing one heck of a job up front to hold off these guys behind him as we have a hard-charging T-Glass trying to make a move, and the 60 of Asylum's right there with them, Kevin.
Indeed, again, you talk about these restarts. We've had a lot more restarts this race already than what we had last night. I think last night we had maybe 2 cautions for incident. Or no, actually, I think we only had the 1 caution for incident there. And and it was, of course, it was the one on the first lap. So obviously we've had quite a few more incidents tonight compared to that, which means obviously we've gotten more restarts. And as we've seen, these restarts have been very chaotic, I think, to say the least. We've seen guys on the wall. We've seen guys get turned around. We've seen a lot of beating and banging. But most importantly, Abyss, it's kept these guys side by side, and it's allowing guys that fall back to more quickly come back through the field. Guys like Chirpy, who, remember, earlier back in Stage 1, had gotten a penalty, had to drop to the back. Then there was a caution, and he got turned on the back. He went around on the backstretch and got a ton of nose damage, had radiator issues, that type of thing, and was well off pace. He is now back up here inside the top 5. So it's things like that. The restarts are really helping a lot of these guys, and it's also probably playing a huge hand into the playoff picture right now.
Yes, indeed, because again, like right now, Brodozer, I don't think he's inside the top 10, but Trippy is. So that is, again, again, battles like that are going to be important. Trippy, all those guys, I think Trippy might be safe, and I'm not sure. Yeah, he should be safe. All right, he didn't get any stage points last stage, but he was 20 points coming in, running 4th right now. He should, if he stays in this position, he should be good to at least be finish inside the top 10 in this race and safely transfer in. But right now, the battle up front is slowly heating up between Doc and Asylum. So they're kind of pulling away from the pack here as they slowly just battle 3 to go at the line right now, guys. But I'm just saying, I hope this doesn't become a scrapyard, because right now they're kind of, looks like they're kind of single filing out almost, Gavin.
Yeah, they really are. And right now, this battle up front, it's just the 2-man tango with the 48 and the 60 going hand in hand with Doc Hudson and Asylum's running up front, last night's winner. As Doc Hudson gets really loose, that's going to lose him the lead. That might lose him the lead, but he still will have the preferred line. They make contact for the lead. 2 laps to go into turn number 1. The 60 now has taken the lead, but Doc Hudson ain't going to let him go just yet after that tough run through the grass, and he got some air, I think, there. Kind of did a little jump. We'll see if Doc Hudson has anything for this 60 car right now, as they are nose to tail in turn number 3 and 4. Doc Hudson getting a little bit loose last lap. That costs him the lead for now, as I believe we're now white flag in the air for the green and white checkered flag of stage number 2. The 48 and the 60 going hand in hand at each other. Doc Hudson looking for a way to pass, and he is not going to be able to get it just yet. Casey is is pulling away right now. He's got about 2 car lengths of a lead. Doc Hudson's going to have to do something to get it back. He's going to close the gap very quickly with a really good entry to that current turn right there, but it's not going to be enough. Casey, or otherwise known as Asylums, will win the green and white checkered flag of stage number 2. Doc Hudson finishing second.
Indeed, and again, a little bit of battling as well amongst some of your playoff or your bubble guys as well there. Alex and Trippy almost got into a little bit of trouble there. I think they both kept it going. Alex kind of tried to make a final send there in the 3 and 4, trying to get third place away from Trippy in the 68. And Trippy, I think, caught onto that and maybe kind of slowed down, brake checked a little bit. Not so much to brake check to be dirty, but he knew he was probably about to get hit and kind of hit the brakes a little bit to stabilize the car for that hit and make it, not as effective for Alex hitting him, and it worked. So we'll see. We'll see. There's a lot going on though. Whenever Abyss, we're gonna roll into the stage 3, and there's gonna be a lot to cover here. We have some guys staying out here. This is gonna be interesting.
If I can get to the front here. It will be Lord Billis though, and Ideal Fungus I don't think meant to stay out, so he's gonna hardly slam the wall as I try to find the leader again. My goodness. Oh, there we go. Lord Billis stays out in that custom black car. You haven't seen him up front much this season, but now even okay, he's pulling off now. I guess those guys didn't mean to stay out. I love doing this, flipping to the people. So fun. As Asylums takes the lead again and will now defend it against Drew, and if I'm not wrong, that is a Trippy right there, trying to make it 3 wide. No, he'll back out of it, kind of save it for later in the race. No, okay, looks like they're going like crazy, people. This is a hornet's nest waiting to happen, a calamity waiting to call as there's a car spinning on the backstretch. Guys.
And it might collect some others. We'll see. Oh, well. Legend Johnson Gavin in trouble. He luckily did not take anyone else with him. Unfortunate for Legend, but we will stay under the green. Doesn't look like anybody else was affected too terribly, if at all. We'll keep on rolling, and again, as we look at these guys, they begin to spread out, at least it seems, towards the front. Thinking middle of the pack, if we continue this way, we'll start to do the same. They're still a little bit bunched up as we have another car around. I can't see. Oh, well, that's in. Thanks. Caution's out.
Yeah, another yellow. That's going to shorten up the 3rd stage just a tad bit. A lot of contenders like Material Zero have now entered the top 10, so those guys are definitely going to be looking for some points. Like I said earlier, Material Zero is running really close to the cut line. As a matter of fact, he's tied for the cut line spot. So we're going to have to see if Material Zero can manage to gain some points here. He needs all the points he can get because him, Hades, and Brodos are in a 3-way tie coming into this race. And we're going to have to figure out if they can figure out who's going to get the spots here. I don't think we've gotten a points update yet, but what's really important is that Material Zero gets some stage points, and especially gets some points here in the third stage. Billis is going to take the lead. I don't know if he pit or not, but that car is really, really beautiful. Looks like one of Brad Kay's cars from this year, his Freightliner, but it's on a Toyota Supra. He is leading here tonight with,
looks like we ran today.
Doc Hudson on the outside. 2 wide, Casey sitting back in 3rd. Kind of gets a little nudge there to the 48. Billis going to pull that bottom line. Let's see if Billis can hang on here. I don't know if he took 2 or no tires, but either way, those guys with 4 tires are probably going to have a lot more speed than 2. They're wrecking.
Car getting loose, car spinning in the grass.
Still green.
Big wreck behind them. But they managed to keep it straight somehow. They're still wrecking towards the back.
Trouble.
Calamity Abyss.
People.
Guys,
Abyss, you said you didn't want a junkyard. Abyss, you didn't want to see a junkyard, but you might see one tonight.
I think the only way people are repairing their cars are finding the scraps in the middle of the infield, taking those and putting them on the cars. I think that's the only reason why.
Oh, they didn't look. This is a point in the race. there's a lot of guys. I don't know exactly how many guys were really close on the points, but we've seen a lot of things go back and forth throughout this race. Unfortunately, we weren't able to get the points updates like we were last night tonight, as we didn't have quite enough staffing, I guess, capabilities, to put it that way. Yeah, pretty much. So a lot of these guys that were helping us with that last night are in the race tonight, which is all fine and well. Hopefully, we will be able to get the playoffs updated after the race is over, but unfortunately, we can't track it during the race like we were able to give you guys last night. What I can tell you though is, like I said, there has been a lot of moving around in the points tonight. We've seen a lot of fluctuating guys that are under, kind of doing well and then falling back again, and guys that are above falling back and coming forward. It's been a seesaw. It's been a giant seesaw in the
Cars
points
in the
tonight.
wall,
We have
cars
we'll
in the
see if
middle
this brings out a
straightaway,
yellow.
calamity on the front stretch. Caution is out. Good.
And again,
this is an interesting race, boys.
I'll be interested to see too. How many laps do we have left here?
One question is, do you pit here? Or do you stay out?
I think it depends on how many laps we have left. I will tell you this, and I don't know how they're doing in Xfinity. The trucks last night were up tires pretty good, so it definitely could be a concern. We ran quite a few laps, and especially maybe if you're further back in the field, you definitely come in. There was a lot of beating and banging back there throughout that run. Really, I'd say from about 8th place on back. Also adding the fact that, again, there's a tire effect there. You got a whole lot going on here as we head back to green.
As here we go, will be Doc Hudson and Asylums on the front row on this restart. I'm not sure how many to go, but it looks 40 to go. They get about, they can say 2 laps, so they can save it from here. As we go into turn 1, looks like Doc Hudson will pull away from the 60 of Asylums on the front stretch, as everyone's starting to get more aggressive as the restarts keep happening. Looks like Horatio in the 8 is up in the 3rd position. They're 4 wide coming off of turn 4. That's not gonna be pretty. I think so. Car in the grass as they complete that lap, Gavin.
Yeah, Boog makes a pass in the grass for positions way back from the typical pack here. We're going to move back up to the front once we can find our leader, Doc Hudson. Alright, we are here up into the leaders. Asylums and Doc Hudson still running 1 and 2 right now, so it's been a really hectic race when it comes to the guys farther back in the pack, but once they get spread out, there's a lot of less tension between the pack. Is a big wreck in the back. The 61's around. That's material 0. He doesn't collect damage, it doesn't look like, but unfortunately all that track position lost for the 61 of material. You hate to see it if you're him. Guy who needs these points to make it to the playoffs, and this is tough for him, especially in this cutoff race, Kevin.
Again, we just keep seeing these curveballs get thrown at this. The one thing I will say, it looked like after that last caution it was going to be kind of a fuel safe situation, to where you would end up saving about 2 laps per run. That will definitely change that picture. I believe this may actually take that out of the equation as we ran a couple laps there. The caution will take off another 3 laps. I believe fuel, at least for the moment, or fuel saving, at least for the moment, will not be a concern. Everybody will still have to make one more stop, but we keep seeing these curveballs thrown into this race, and it's crazy. We haven't even been able to get to some of the other things I want to talk about. Hopefully we get a green flag run and we can get there, but in the meantime, speaking of which, we are back to green at best.
See, I try to figure out who's leading. That's Holy Nugget leading. Legend Johnson State got one of the 2 tires that look like he's going to fall straight back as cars are getting out of line, coming back in line. Car turning around in turn 2. Looks like he's going to be only one as cars are getting more out of shape. Car in the wall. Not going to collect another car in
wreck on the apron.
3. Caution is out. They're getting more aggressive, guys.
Yeah, with the cutoff being this race, a lot of these guys that got to fight for that every inch that they can get. It seems like they're giving an inch and taking a mile. And when it comes down to it, racing's not a sport where you can do that all the time. And everyone's taking every run they get and making it 4 wide in the corners. And you see a lot of unorthodox things that you wouldn't see being made under normal circumstances. But being that this is a cutoff race, I mean, these guys got to do what they got to do to get these points. So desperation may be rearing its ugly head here tonight as we see a lot of guys making desperate moves. But under yellow right now, waiting to go back green. Kevin, we're about to go green now.
There we go. Sorry, I was trying to cycle back through the field. But no, yeah, we're heading back to green. We'll see how long we go here. Again, you look at some of the guys up front right now, though. We've kind of talked about them quite a bit. Top 10 stayed out here, so we'll see again. I talked about this is still a one-stop for everybody. There's still no fuel saving. I believe 11th on back. Yeah, 11th on back did head down pit road, so they have a little bit fresher tires and a little bit more fuel. I'm going to be honest, I don't think that's going to matter based on the amount of cautions we've seen. I would love it if these guys could get that cleaned up, but I just don't see that happening. There's so much on the line. We've seen the aggression level. I think this race continues, and I know this will be shocking to say, I think that intensity level will only go up. The pressure will only build more for these guys. They're 3 wide back here just around the back of the top 10, door banging each other, Gavin.
Yeah, and unfortunately, while all this great racing is going on and as tensions continue to rise, a front runner in tonight's race, T-Glass, at number 22, has disconnected from the race. Unfortunately for him, he lagged out. That's a race that he's not going to be able to get a whole run in, but he is good to the cut, so it's kind of bittersweet if you're T-Glass. You know, you're locked in. But on top of that, you lag out of a race that you were really looking forward to. Personally, as a driver, it's frustrating, and you hate to see it, but that's just sometimes what happens with connection. You can't control it, and that's just how it goes. But back up front, Doc Hudson has a really screaming fast car. I mean, he's got a decent-sized gap to second place, which is still Asylum's running right there in second with Horatio in third, who has also been doing a really fantastic job tonight. Top 5 looking really nice right now. And Doc Hudson continues to lead up front. Abyss, I mean, what are you seeing right now?
Right now, I was just kind of watching the Hades, Honorary Hades, the man that needs to have a good run tonight, kind of work his way from the back of the packer to the front, and it's just a big ball of issues for him. He's been brake checked. He's been caught in 3 wide action. He's not having the race he wants to have. But my question is, did he get any stage points this race? Because that is a big deal. I don't know how many he got in this stage. I mean, he picked up 3 or 4 points, so that's not as much as his competitors. So I'm going to be looking at him to see can he make it in. But right now, he's about in the, I would say, 11th to 12th position. I could be wrong there. But right now, he's just kind of chilling, trying to work his way through the field, battling with Holy Nugget, if I'm not wrong. Just side by side coming out of turn 2. He's going to be a guy you're going to have to look at all night long, guys.
Indeed, and let's continue on with the things we're seeing theme, but maybe take a little bit different route. How about a Circle B diecast? Who are you watching to win this race? And Gavin, I'll start with you. Who are you looking at? Who you think's going to win this thing? And we'll talk about. We'll get Abyss up to speed on this, but we're kind of competing with each other in this now as well.
Oh no!
You always got me to start it off. I'm gonna go with our leader right now, Doc Hudson. That's my pick. He's been dominant all night. I believe he won stage number 1 or 2, if I'm not mistaken. One of those 2. I mean, that's the only 2 you can win, right? So Doc Hudson has put on a performance tonight, and he looks like the fastest car out there. Definitely on the short run, but we'll have to see what that long run car's got. Doc Hudson, my pick for tonight. And Kevin?
Oh, you did it to me. I was going to go last. All right, so I'm going to take the 60 of Asylums. I mean, he's been, and that sounds like the low-hanging fruit, but how can you not pick him? I mean, you look at, he's been on such a roll lately. Got 2 cup wins in a row after not being able to get one for so long. He won the truck race last night, beating out one of the best in this game, and now he again is up here in contention. This is one of his best tracks. He's rolling off a ton of momentum. I think the 60 will find himself in victory lane with another bottle of ketchup, mustard, relish, and whatever other condiment he was able to find off the list. I think he will be in victory lane celebrating at the end of this one. Abyss, who do you got?
You know, I'm going to go with someone we haven't talked about all race long. He is currently in the 3rd position, Ward Burton, in that 69 car. He looks like he is just chilling, had a quiet night. Looked like his car has been clean, hasn't caught up in any drama. I think he is the one to watch tonight, guys.
Yeah, a lot of great picks there, all in the top 3 as Asylum's now looking to the inside of the 48 for this race lead. Laps continuing to tick down, side by side for the race lead, and now that's going to give Ward Burton all the time he needs, possibly to split it 3 wide here.
Oh, I was going to hope he was.
He's not going to be given the space for it. I was hoping he was too. But smart move by Ward Burton there. Not a lot of space to do it, and he doesn't do it. But now he finds himself in 2nd, sitting right behind the leader. What do you think that Toyota Supra is going to do coming down to turn 3 and 4? Looking for the lead, top 3 under a blanket, nose to tail. These guys are extremely fast, and it seems like they have left the field in the dust. Kevin?
Indeed, and by the way, and I hope I don't jinx us by saying this, as Asylums again goes underneath trying to get this lead. I believe he'll do it this time. You factor in the fact, I don't know if this is our longest run, but we're definitely seeming to be headed into a long run here. Keep in mind, these guys have to pit one more time. That could play a huge factor. We haven't been down pit road under green all race long. Speeding penalties, we saw that come into play last night. Actually, that is what sorry, I can't speak English, guys. Took track bar out of the playoffs, as the pit window will be open in about a lap to 2 laps here. So expect pit stops very soon and watch for pit mistakes. Now, I'll tell you right now, I would not be headed down in the first group of cars if it was me up here, because it is not impossible that we get a caution if somebody gets in trouble. We'll see what happens here, but it's been fun. I gotta say, man, you look at your top 3 right now, they have driven away, they have been battling each other hard. It's been a great race, and we had this great playoff battle going on all in the same race, so it's been great, Abyss.
Yes, indeed. As right now, I'm just kind of keeping a look. It looks like they've all kind of decided. 18 is pitting this time, but right now it looks like everyone is just kind of chilling in the top 3, just kind of falling to follow the leaders. Again, I believe the 18 in the 5th position is pitting. As again, I'm hearing over the radio, it looks like as cars are getting bumping and banging. The 9 of Toast is kind of a little issue with Honorary Hades, one of our playoff contenders there. So that's going to be an interesting thing to watch for the rest of the race, as I see Brodozer enter the pit road this time by as with the 18. So right now, that's going to be an interesting factor. The first man to pit that is in the playoff contention is the 98 of
Holy Nugget.
Holy Nugget? No, sorry.
Oh, okay.
Oh, and Doc Hudson hits pit road this time.
Yeah, our leader just went down pit road, trying to get up here to the 60. He's going to be pitting this time, and it looks like maybe the 69 is going to go the longest distance here. The longest yard, perhaps, is the 69 not needing the pit this time. So now I'm going to have to continue to flip to get to the 69. I
hope you enjoy hitting that A button.
Now I got to get back around. Okay, I found Ward Burton. We're going to see if he pits this time. I would assume he does. He saw possibly what Track Bar was doing last night. I hear the RPMs are low on the 69 from what I'm listening to. The RPMs are low. He isn't signaling the pit yet, so could Ward Burton possibly save all the laps he needs to make it? I mean, it's definitely a tough task. I don't know if he's going to be able to, but we'll see if Ward Burton is maybe looking to cut out a stop, possibly maybe cut out extra fuel that he has to get, making his pit stop shorter. That's also very important when it comes to Charlotte and any track. Matter of fact, as Ward Burton's going pretty slow right now, fuel saving for sure. Right now in the lead. He's still not signaling the pit, guys. He's going to be able to probably stretch these tires 3 to 4 laps extra, but look for Ward Burton to come down the pit road here in the next couple of laps.
And I gotta say,
here comes.
And Ward, I like the enthusiasm. I like the, I guess, the willingness of Ward to try this. And again, look, he knows what he's doing. He's won a lot of races this way. Um, but he's going somewhat longer. Tires do matter here quite a bit. And you had the two guys that were racing you pit before you. They're getting a tire advantage that way. If you're saving fuel, they're running faster than you on pace. They don't have to save anything. I mean, it could work for them, but I tell you what, man, I not not liking that strategy if it's me there. Maybe he proves me wrong, but I don't know. Logically, that doesn't make sense.
Yeah, and look at all the time that he lost there. I mean, he just got out of the pits, and Doc Hudson's already passed him, presumably for the lead here. Doc Hudson running up front now, and I believe even Asylum's lost time. Look at how split these top three were. They were right together about 5 laps ago, and now they got a decent amount of space. I'd say about a second between each of them, probably from second to third, a second and a half. But the leader to second right now has got a decent amount of time, about half a dog leg to about half a short shoot to him, I'll say.
Indeed.
As Doc Hudson's leading right now. 12 laps remaining, though, Kevin. I believe they won't have to take it down pit road again.
No, they won't. And by the way, look, I talked about tires. You look at the gap between the 48 and the 6 compared to what it was before pit stops and what it was after. Keep in mind, Doc pitted a lap early. That's what 1 lap of tires at this racetrack means. That gap that you see right now, they were bumper to bumper before pit stops. Doc pitted a lap early. This is what a lap of tires means, and you see the gap even further back to Word. So that's how much tires do mean at this racetrack. And we might have trouble. We'll see the 18 of Yeti in trouble. I don't think he will take anybody with him, so we will stay under the green. And you know what we haven't done yet today? How about a Circle B diecast? Crank it up. Let's get that one in there as well. A little bit shorter, but we are back here at the Charlotte Motor Speedway. 8 laps to go in the regular season finale, and after a very caution-filled race up to this point, we've had a lot of incidents again, like I said earlier, a lot of curveballs thrown into this thing. These guys have really gotten it straightened out. It looks like to hopefully finish off the last 25 laps or so under the green flag. 31 laps or so under the green flag, and that's great to see. Top 3 earlier. And it still remains that way, was Doc Hudson, who's your leader, or Solomons, who's in second, and Ward Burton. Those guys were bumper to bumper battling each other before pit stops. After that, though, as you can see, Gavin, these guys have spread out. Or sorry, actually, I go to Abyss. Abyss, these guys have really spread out after the pit stops.
Yes, indeed, but I've been watching Ward. He's slowly closing that gap on Asylums and the leader there, but I don't think he's going to have enough time to get to the leader. He might get to Asylums here, but not Doug Hudson if they don't kind of work together. But that's going to be what I'm looking at right now, because the gap is much closer. 5 to go. I think he'll definitely get to Asylums if he keeps this pace. But I think the gap between Asylums and the Doc is like almost a second. That's going to be pretty hard to do in a matter of like 2 or 3 laps, guys.
Yeah, I mean, that's something that I've been watching here for the last couple of laps, been riding on the hood of this 69 Toyota Supra. Ward Burton now has made it into the draft and is going to be at the bumper of Asylum. Now, you got to remember, Ward Burton has 5-lap fresher tires, I think 4, I'm going to correct myself, I believe 4-lap fresher tires than our leader right now. So Ward Burton's definitely going to look here to the inside of the 60, and he's going to easily have it. And now he's got to see if he can catch up to Doc Hudson, as I believe 3 laps remaining in this contest here at Charlotte. It's going to be a close finish. It's going to be a close finish here with 4 laps remaining. I correct myself again.
And these guys aren't catching.
Remaining. Yeah, I mean, Ward Burton is just quickly chasing down Doc Hudson. This is how much tires matter at a track like Charlotte. You're going to see probably a side-by-side finish. If not, Ward Burton's going to catch him here soon, as that gap is closing extremely fast.
Indeed, and
Yes.
once he gets, once he gets into this draft as well, that's only going to close even faster than what it already is. So, like, I agree. I think this is going to be a really good finish, Abyss.
Yes, indeed. As it looks like this, looks like I can't. I know I'm not talking, but it looks like he's this. I guess since the tire age is different, he's a little bit straighter off the corner. He's not having to get off the throttle as we're coming to 2 to go, if I'm not wrong. As Ward Burton is eating into that lead like it is nothing, guys. He is going to get there, I think, at a turn at number 3, if I'm not wrong, if the caution does not come out. But we'll be having a battle for this race win in 1 lap, guys. As it looks like Doc Hudson's trying to break that draft. It's not going to be enough. Ward's going to be there into turn number 3 and 4. It's going to be a battle to the line next time. I believe we're going to see the white flag, Gavin.
Yep, I believe as they come down that, I think, is this the white flag? This is the white flag. Doc Hudson's going to take the white flag. Will he be able to take the checkered flag? Ward Burton sits in that draft with 4-lap fresher tires, guys, and this is something that has got to be in the back of Doc's head. Ward Burton is getting right there to the bumper. Doc is going to look to protect the bottom. Can he do it? He's got to be able to stick that bottom as he taps the wall. Ward Burton misses the corner. Ward Burton hits
Here
the
comes
wall.
Asylums.
Tire down. Right front tire down. Doc Hudson is going to win, and Asylums is going to finish second. Ward Burton, I believe, cut a tire.
Boy, isn't that ironic, after what I saw at Pocono today.
That was close.
Wow, what an unfortunate finish to Ward Burton's race, but Doc Hudson's going to win it tonight. What a way for Doc Hudson to play the strategy call there and make it into victory lane with that beautiful purple number 48 Chevrolet. I mean, what a finish there. They had us on the edge of our seats, and Ward Burton, just like the Pocono race earlier today, Kyle Larson blew his tire. Ward Burton blows his tire and plows right up into the wall with just 2 turns left in the race. That's unfortunate there for the 69 Toyota Supra. But what a finish, guys.
Indeed, and now we're going to, of course, we'll head into the Circle B Diecast post-race show. We'll hear from your top 3 finishers here, and they had an eventful race, and they didn't. I don't know that they got maybe the attention they deserved really up until later. Obviously, we talked about Asylums, and we talked about Doc a little bit, but our focus was on the playoff guys a lot early in this race, and again, we saw the curveballs. We'll try. I'm hoping we'll be able to get that updated before the end of the stream. We'll see what happens here, but it was an amazing race and an amazing finish to top it all off, and very ironic, again, like I said, based on what I saw at Pocono today. So it's kind of ironic how somebody that looks like is about to win the race blows tire in turn 3 and 4 and falls short.
Sometimes that's just how it goes. We're going to take a quick commercial break as we wait for our top 3 to make it to the booth, guys. So going to take a quick break, and then we'll be back with our top 3.
I was so close. Almost said myself.
Alrighty, we are back. We got our top three in the booth after an eventful finish, to say the least. Coming in third, Word Burton. Do you got a copy, buddy? Well, Word, you almost had it there, and it looked like you did have it until something went wrong with the car. I believe what I called it was a blown tire. I'm assuming that's what happened. Can you just run me through your last couple of laps there as you chase down second past him, make your way to the leaders of Doc Hudson, and at the end it just looked like it fell apart there in turn 3 and 4. Can you just run me through what happened there at the end?
Yeah, it was an act of desperation in regards to what happened there at the end. I'm pretty sure you guys saw when Casey was coming down the pit. I had a massive mishap. I actually broke loose out, like, I don't know if it's air loose, whatever. It had to happen the whole race, but, well, shouldn't say the whole race. But after I tightened up the race car, but I went to the outside because I knew Casey was pitting, got air loose, went through the grass, and I lost about 2 seconds. So, in an act of desperation, I looked at how many laps were to go and the fuel number, and I said, all right, we're going to try to take a can and a half. And I knew we were going to be short, if I'm being honest. And basically what happened going into turn 3 is we were digging hard. We got all the way back up to Doc, and we kind of just ran out of gas coming off 4. But I saw Casey get a run. I said, I'm not going to. So I just kind of I tried to pull out of the way, but this track is really rough in the Xfinity cars, so I bounced off the outside wall and basically didn't cut down the tire. I just ran out of talent. That's the best way to put it. But basically up and down day, we didn't get any stage points. I don't think we weren't in the top 10 first half. I mean, we got wrecked a lot. It's unfortunate. I mean, it's not the drivers on it. Well, it is, but it isn't. The drivers on the track pushed the envelope tonight. But how do I put it like this? Everyone's trying to be aggressive. It's for a playoff spot, but what it really came down to too is that this is a really tough track for Xfinity cars. And how do I put it? It's hard to go 2x2, 3x3 here when the track is so just handling wise too loose. So win-lose day, I guess you could say. But P3 at the end of that all, after being 20 something all day long, I'll take it in a heartbeat.
Yeah, you managed to salvage what looked to be a not so good run in the beginning, and then we find you in the top 3 looking like the best one to win. Honestly, I saw you chasing down Doc Hudson, and I think Doc Hudson definitely had the Jaws theme playing in his background with you chasing him down there. But I thought that right at that point when you got to his bumper, I was like, he's gonna get him here, and that just I don't even know what to say about that. That was just such an amazing finish, and the tensions were definitely high this race. Ward Burton, I'm going to steal Kevin's question. I'm stealing it from him. He doesn't like it when I steal it. You got any shout-outs for tonight?
Yes, I do. Again, I want to shout out Doc. After going MIA after Road America, or Road America Mid Ohio, where rightfully, let's be honest, he should have won that race. Not sideways, no offense, but he had the best car, and Doc came back, here today and was fast again. He had the speed, he played the right strategy, and he was able to hold on when it's all said and done. He was able to win, so big credit to Doc. Same thing as well, Casey up there towards the end, and I don't have a direct shout out for this regard, but I do want to congratulate whoever makes the playoffs. I did not count my head while I'm racing unlike yesterday, so we'll figure out who makes the playoffs and so on in a little bit. But whoever gets to cut off spots and so on, congratulations to them, because again, this is not easy. 10 races to figure out a playoff spot, especially when it comes down to the wire. Every point matters, and there's about 6 or 7 guys. I mean, there was a 3-way tie, like for example, for trucks. Going into yesterday, it was a 3-way tie for the final spot alone just coming into today. So, I'm eager to see, who all makes it through there. And for me, this is, of course, my final start of the season at Xfinity. So, I'll be watching and cheering on everyone from up above, and probably with you guys a couple more times throughout the season. I want to thank you guys, and the admins as well, but you guys especially. Again, I think I mention this every time, but you guys are here every single day. Or in terms of the weekend, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, for us, even racing or doing whatever, you're doing a lot for this league, and genuinely that means that, I'm glad that this community's had a fun time, and, sure, we've had our ups and downs as a league, with tough races and so on. Every league has that, but what we've had here for this first season, regular season-wise, and trucks and Xfinity to start off, I'm real proud of, and I'm real excited for the future of the league moving forward.
Well, I know that you speak for all of us when you say you're excited. I know I am as well to see where this goes, and I'm especially excited for these playoffs here now that this race is concluded. The tensions are only going to continue to rise as now again everyone's going to reset and playoff points will be allocated, and we're going to see who can come out on top in these playoffs. But Ward Burton finishing third tonight. Abyss, Kevin, you got any questions for our third place finisher?
None from me.
Sorry, none for me.
I'm sure. I'm waiting for somebody
we're
to
gonna
tell me
move-
that's a first. That's what I'm waiting on.
Back to you, Pete.
Well, Kevin, it was in the back of my mind, but we'll move over to second place. Asylums, coming in second. Kevin, you got Asylums.
Indeed, yeah. You heard word there talk about kind of the guys coming in here for Xfinity that had to deal with playoffs. One of those guys that didn't have that burden upon him this evening was the 60 of Asylums. Casey, do you have a copy, sir?
I'm muted. I am here. Hi. I'm here.
Okay, so obviously, you were my pick, so we'll leave that there. But but either way, no. Look, we come in here. You've been on a roll lately. You pick up the truck win last night. You're on a roll in Cup. Currently coming off back-to-back wins. You've made truck playoffs. I think you're locked. You should be locked into Cup playoffs. So it seems like all is right in the world. Obviously. Second place, probably not the result you wanted. I believe this will be your last Xfinity start. Same for Word of the season here, and you come up with a second place result, but it wasn't like it was I guess a throwaway or anything, because you led a lot of this race. You were contending for the lead a lot of this race, racing with Doc. And of course, Ward kind of popped up at the end there, or towards the end there, and gave you guys a run for your money as well. It looked like you were going to come home third there, and then Ward had his troubles there in 3 and 4 on the last lap, and you kind of sneak by that and pull second. But walk us through your race.
Well, I mean, being one of those hot seat guys, we had to start in the backs. There's this. Originally in stage one, we decided, we're gonna feel safe here, and we were looking pretty good on the field, and then a caution came out, so then it was time to go because I knew you weren't gonna have to save in stage 2 and or the final stage. So after that, it was just go time, and it was just a uphill battle to get through the field, really. And once we got near the top 5, we pretty much stayed up there for the whole race.
Indeed, and again, as well. Look, you looking forward to or looking into tomorrow, the longest Cup race of the season. First, you go win the truck race, and do very very well in that. I would say similar performance to what you had here. Obviously, again, you fell a bit short tonight, but still, ton of speed. What can you carry out of last night and out of tonight into the Cup race tomorrow to try to pick up that huge victory and go for 3 in a row?
Well, if the way it's looking on this weekend here, we don't know if there's going to be a win for me. I might finish third. First, second, third. I mean, that could happen. That'd be pretty funny. But like you said, we've had a fast car, fast truck last night. We just gotta take what we have here and carry it over tomorrow. We have a good piece, to build off of for tomorrow. So I think we'll be doing about the same thing tomorrow.
Indeed, and I don't know why I didn't ask you this first. That's my fault. I should have organized my thoughts better. But I do have to ask you, is there anything, going back to tonight's race, I'm kind of jumping around a little bit now, but is there anything you feel like you could have done differently to put yourself in position to take the checkered flag tonight?
Could have pitted with him. I could have pitted with Doc or pitted a lap before him. I think that was the difference for me. I mean, yes, Tim would have still caught us, but I don't know if he would have caught us as much because, he did have my draft and I had his draft for a little bit while he was getting up there. But, I think I could have pitted maybe sooner because, short pitting here gave you about 1.4, 1.5. So that's a very decent gap to manage there. Especially where Charlotte doesn't fall off as much, It's not as big as fall off, as I should say.
Indeed, and of course, again, P2 and what should be, if I'm correct, Xfinity started a solid, very competitive P2 finish. Do you have any shout-outs, thank yous you'd like to give for that tonight?
Yeah, shout out to both Tim and Doc there. That was some of the funnest racing I've had in a while. That's what kind of keeps me on this game, really, for the fun races. We don't like the bad races, we like the fun races. But yeah, and of course, shout out to you guys for doing this every weekend, taking time out of your lives to broadcast a bunch of virtual cars going around the track. Um, and doing it for free as well. Some people like to have money out of it, but of course, shout out to you guys. Shout out to the Xfinity admins for putting that show on the night. We had some cautions, but it happened. Everybody was loose. I mean, it was loose track tonight. Very, very loose track tonight. Of course, shout out to Roush for another hot rod here. And shout out to Circle B for doing what they do for us.
Absolutely, man. Well, again, congratulations on a P2 finish. You've been on a roll lately. We'll see if you can carry that into the, we'll call it the 300 tomorrow. Again, closing out our patriotic weekend. And again, trying to go 3 in a row. Good luck to you tomorrow. And we'll see if we get to talk to you once again.
Thank you. And Doc, you have a big old bottle of ketchup coming your way.
Not this stage lane 2.
Speaking of which, Abyss, you have race winner and the guy. I think this is an interesting story as well. He was gone for quite a while. He was up front, was doing very well when we were at the road course of Mid Ohio early this season. Fell out of contention in both of those races for various reasons. Kind of went like Gavin said earlier, and I think Tim said it earlier. Kind of went MIA for a little while. Came back, first race back in a long time, and he picks up the win, and you're with him now.
Yes, thank you. And miss my best friend here, Mr. Doc. You got a copy, my good friend.
Yeah, how you doing, sir?
Man, I've been talking to you, and it feels like months, man. How is the car tonight, man?
It was really, really, really fast. Really loose, but really fast.
Did you expect it to be that fast today, or were you just surprised with how fast you were from tonight?
I worked on it a while. It was just different from being offline testing. I actually had to put half of one round of wedge in, mess with tire pressures. It still wasn't perfect, but it was good enough to win, which I'm happy about. So.
Fantastic. And at any point did you get scared of Word chasing you down in the last 5 laps?
He came out of the pits 4 seconds behind me. I'm like, all right, I don't have to worry about him. He had low fuel in the car. I didn't know that. I should have known that, but I didn't pick that up. And then when I checked the next time, it was like 2 seconds with, I think it was like 6 or 7 to go. Then, I started getting tight because I put a lot of wedge in it because I was getting loose. Casey, well, us three were really close. I short pitted to take advantage of the tires, so Casey wasn't able to have my drafts, which that really helped me out. So it was really fun all race battling with them, though. It was really nice for coming back in this league too. I appreciate you guys.
Well, again, thank you for accepting that invitation. I'm glad I got to see that show because I didn't know how far he was. So that makes that little stint there he did very more impressive. But you still coming out with the win, and I'm not wrong. Gavin kind of snuck you under my rug for once to watch. I'm a little mad with him on that one, but we'll talk about that later. But man, you won stage 2 if I'm not wrong, and then you came up and won the race. Do you think with all those cautions happening in stage 1 and stage 2, that a caution was going to come out in the last couple laps to maybe screw you out of this win?
No. I knew once it got spread out that it was all right. For once, I actually was prepared to fuel save. I would have been able to make it, and I wouldn't have ran out, so that's always good. So it really didn't bother me whichever way. I was prepared for everything.
And I'm gonna steal one from Kevin here. Is there anyone you have to thank for your victory tonight, my friend?
Gavin already knows where I'm going with this. You got to thank John. Without him, this isn't possible. So, and thank you to you guys for calling the race, all the admins for the red hot It's good to be back.
Well, man, we're glad to see you. Hopefully, we get to see you some more, and I get to talk to you some more because you're a fantastic guy to talk to.
I appreciate that. Yeah, I'll be finishing the season out, even though I'm not in the playoffs. I'll definitely be here every week.
I'm glad to hear that. Do you guys have any final questions for our race winner?
I'm all good. Congratulations.
Thank you, buddy. About time I won
Yeah,
one
man,
of these
I'm
things.
all good too, but congratulations to Doc Hudson on a win after a long-awaited return. I've been on the edge of my seat trying to get you back here. I wish it was earlier. Wish you never left.
I
Kind of
appreciate
hurt
you
me when you
reaching out.
left, but I'm glad you're back.
I'm glad to be back. I appreciate you guys. I've got
What a way
200
to
more
do
laps
it,
in
though.
Charlotte coming up, so.
Well, guys, we get to move on. We got two special guests in the party that were the final two cutoff spots, I believe. So, if you guys want, Kevin, I think you should take Air Just Cuz, and Abyss, you take Hades.
All right, so I think I didn't hear what I know Abyss said earlier, kind of to these guys. But Abyss, if you want to update everyone again on the exact gaps of what these guys made it in on before we kick things off here for fans. I don't.
Made it in by 11. Hades made it in by 12.
Indeed. So maybe not quite as close as what we saw last night, but either way, it was still a fight. I can tell you right now. Again, Hades was really having to fight coming into this race after winning at Talladega last week. That is really what set him up to even be able to be in that position tonight, and he takes advantage of that. He gets in. Alex only came in here +3, so he grows that gap. But we'll start off with Alex. Alex, of course, you've had an interesting season. We haven't really maybe talked about you a ton. You've been kind of the quiet guy in the field. Is very quietly consistent, doing what he needs to do every race, and just getting those points, and that's what ultimately ends up getting you into the playoffs. But you come in here +3. I know you were a little bit worried about that earlier this week. I mean, walk me through. How does this feel? You make it. You came in here, a little bit of stress on you, a little bit of pressure. You make it in. You achieve that goal. How does that feel? And sorry for my dog barking.
It feels good, just coming in, 3 points above the cutoff. I know I had to run a great race today, and let's just say we did achieve a great race today. We achieved a decent race. We were happy to get those stage points over Material in stage 2, and then we were able to finish in front of Material in stage 3 by a lot. So, going in, and it's difficult. Charlotte's not one of my best tracks. I was just happy one time I ran 4th in the race. Just take the small victories. And the playoffs are going to be more pressure. I know I'm going to have to fix, and I know what I'm going to have to do to make it through.
Well, and I think that leads very well into my next question. But how do you feel about those chances? Obviously, you ended up making the truck playoffs as well, so you're kind of in both positions now. But we'll focus on Xfinity. You squeak in here. I won't say squeak in, but you come in, end up being the final guy in 10th place in points, and by a nice amount. But how do you feel about your chances to go after this championship, to get to the Final Four at the end of these next 5 races or so before we cut off?
Well, I don't feel really that confident, especially with what's going on the latter half of the season. We start out the race good, stage 1 and 2. It's just I gotta fix the third stage. I cannot. The last couple of races, I just cannot complete a whole full race. I'll run top 10 and then I'll just fall back to like 15th because either I make my own mistakes or I get involved in others. But I just got to figure out how to complete a full race, and maybe I'll have a shot at that championship 4.
Indeed, man. Well, as far as obviously, and it's kind of funny doing this interview like we're not calling the race together tomorrow. But either way, good luck not only in the Xfinity Series playoffs, but also Truck Series, and hopefully we'll get to talk to you more throughout the playoffs. From the driver's seat, I guess, at least on your end. So, good luck during the playoffs, and congratulations on making it in. And we will see you tomorrow for the Cup race as well.
Can't wait.
Yes, sir. Abyss, you are with the man who got his first win last week, put himself in position, and now this week had to fight. He clawed, he got in, even through some adversity today, got in, plus 12, and comes in ninth in the standings, and will race for a shot at a championship.
Well, let's hope he's here. Hades, you got a good copy, my good friend.
I do.
Hello, Eddie.
Man, congratulations. We saw you had a little difficulty the entire race. I don't know what time you were in some type of battle or argument with some driver on the track, but tell us, how did now knowing that you're making it into this 10 race format, how do you feel?
Well, I'm glad I made it because I know if I didn't have that one suspension, which was my fault, I would have easily made it. But I'm good, and I got I think 4 races that I haven't even practiced for that I have to go and get ready for, and see what I can do.
Man, do you see yourself making it to this championship, or is it just going to be like a little cruise and get a good couple of more spots on the finish?
Well, it really depends on the first race because Phoenix, that is one of my best tracks, but not when it comes to custom setup. So we'll have to work on that. Um, and I'm not very good at road courses, so we'll have to figure out how to fix that as well. I do have some pace in my car, and hopefully my fuel strategy in the future works off. So we'll see what we get.
Well, hopefully we get to talk to you at the end of the season, and maybe you'll be holding a hot championship.
Yeah, might have to get some gloves for that if I do make it that far.
Well, again, congratulations on making it to the playoffs, my good friend.
Thank you. Good commenting, by the way, guys.
Thank you. It means a lot. And again, like I said, congratulations to not only Alex and Hades, but the other 8 drivers that will also find themselves racing for a championship, kicking off here in a couple weeks. Again, we're no points race next weekend. We're off for Independence Day weekend. That's a big weekend. Again, like I said last night, some other things may be in discussion that's still to be determined. So stay tuned for a potential update on that. I won't guarantee anything. We might be doing something next weekend though, but no points racing next weekend. So these guys will get the next weekend or next week and a half, couple weeks to kind of set themselves up, practice, do whatever they need to set up for this final 6 races, final 5 really before we cut off, and to set themselves up to run for a championship. But looking back at tonight, I'll start off and I'll first the race. Look, it started off pretty choppy. We kind of had a run in or run go early on, and then it looked like it's gonna be fuel save. We got cautions, and we got more cautions, and we got more cautions. But then these guys get through in a good way into stage 3, and I think our last caution ended up coming with like 33, 34 laps to go. Went green with 31 to go, and never looked back. We went green from there. So these guys did a great job. They cleaned it up. We had very minimal issues with pitting, and we saw a great finish to this race. I very much enjoyed this. Again, I'll be honest. Charlotte's not one of my favorite tracks in this game. Sometimes the racing can be occasionally, well, can be lackluster at times. It was not the case in the race tonight. We had a lot of action everywhere. We had great battles for the lead. So this does really excite me for what we might end up getting tomorrow. But congrats to these guys who are going to make the playoffs, and to those that didn't make it. I feel like we're in for a treat because I think there's a lot of guys that fell just short. They're going to try to prove why they should have made it, and that's always the fun part. It's always the fun stories to talk about in the playoffs in addition to the points. So I'm looking forward to that, looking forward to these next 7 weeks or so. And I can't wait. This series is very competitive, and with this reset, we are in for a huge treat. And of course, before I send it off to Gavin and Abyss and I shut up for the evening, gotta give my usual thank yous. First of all, thank you to Circle B Diecast for everything they do for us. Go support those guys and get restock your diecast collect or stock up your diecast collection. They have all kinds of stuff there, not just NASCAR. Their main thing is NASCAR. They have all kinds of stuff there, all kinds of motorsports. And they have some other stuff there as well. Go check them out. Go check out the website. And when you do, any purchase that's $20 or more that you make, if you live in the U.S., make sure you use code RHRL at checkout to get free shipping. It will come to your house for free, no extra charge. And I promise you, that shipping cost can add up very quickly. So utilize that and go support those guys. They support us. It's awesome, and it also supports y'all as well. So go check them out and stock that up. And of course, speaking of you guys, thank you all for tuning in again every week, every race. It means so much. I know I speak for everybody when I say this. It means so much to know people want to come watch these streams, listen to us call these races. It means a lot to the admins and drivers, to which quite a few of us play multiple roles in. But it means so much to know people want to watch the racing product that we put on every week, and I can't thank you guys enough. I know Gavin and Alex, when he streams on Sundays, as well as me and Abyss, appreciate the support we get. Again, so does everyone else in the league. So, and I know we've also been getting some new drivers as of recent through these as well, and I hope we continue that. I love growing the league. So, thank you guys, and I think you're going to be in for a treat tomorrow night, and I think you're going to be in for a treat through the next 6 or 7 weeks here in the playoffs. And I'm going to shut up now. So, Abyss and Gavin, take it away.
Yes, I'll take it away. Yes, indeed, I would have to thank everyone that's losing a sponsor, Circle B Diecast. Hopefully, we can maybe talk to them about getting our own car, hopefully, maybe. When we might be biting off too much we can handle. But, again, thank you guys all for joining us, as I believe Gavin might have anything else to add on to my statement.
Well, while we're talking about Circle B Diecast, I am above my head in diecast debt. I'm going to have to buy a ton of John Hunter diecasts and a ton of Larson diecasts. Thought I was going to be able to buy another one today until a tire blew, but
you're welcome.
That's just life. So, tonight has been an extraordinary night. It's been really fun to watch this race, and I'm so glad that we get to put this on for everybody and show these guys' talents. I mean, these drivers are just extremely talented. They know what they're doing, and they're really great behind the wheel. And I can't wait to get into the wheel tomorrow, even though I don't really enjoy Charlotte. It's going to be such a long race tomorrow. So I'm kind of dreading it, but I'm also looking forward to it being the cutoff. And hopefully we make the playoffs tomorrow. But if we don't, either way, I'm still going to enjoy my time out there, whether it's in the car or up here in the booth. But gotta thank everybody in the Red Hot Racing League, all the drivers, admins, everybody involved, the community that watches these streams, everybody that, supports my channel, whether I'm streaming NASCAR or some other game. I mean, it's just epic support from you guys. So appreciate everybody out there that's watching and discovering us. If you ever want to drive in the Red Hot Racing League, I believe you can contact us via Twitter. I believe we have an Instagram, a Facebook, we have everything. So be sure to contact us and find your way into the Discord. It never hurts to ask. We're always looking for new drivers. Would love to see some new faces around the community that want to get into custom setup racing, and we'll get you with open arms, and we'll help you learn custom setups and whatever you guys want. I mean, it's just, even if you just need a friend to talk to, you can always call us over here at Red Hot Racing League. Some of the best guys that I've met on the Xbox community in general come from this league, so it's really cool to see a community like this be put together. But thank you guys for watching tonight. For K Harvick fan, Dark Abyss, I've been Glixen, signing off tonight, but make sure to come watch tomorrow's stream. Air Just Cuz will be live on his Twitch for the Cup race. I believe it's going to be a long one, I think 200 laps if I'm not mistaken.
Yes.
Oh,
so
Lord.
it's going to be a long haul tomorrow. There's going to be no shortage of action. So come out, support like you guys have all week long, and can't wait to see you there. Thank you for watching, everybody.